Hey everybody, we're going to take some time now to show you how to create a survey using Google Docs. The first thing you need to make sure you do is that you have an actual Google account and that you are logged into it. You can do that and then just go to google.com and that's how you'll get started. So the first thing you need to do is get to your Google Drive. This was previously known as Google Docs. So click on the apps in the corner here and then click on Drive. Now, if you've used Google Docs before or the Google Drive before, you know that you just can create anything by clicking on Create over here. So we want to create a survey. Google doesn't call it a survey, they call it a form. So you're going to click on Create in the top corner like I've just done, and then click on Form. Now it's going to ask you for a title and a theme. You won't see this as you're creating. It'll simply be what people see once you give them the link. I don't need anything fancy or pretty, so I'm just going to click on Default and I'm going to give it a title. And I'm going to give it a title that will sort of clue the people that are going to take this survey into what exactly they are going to be answering. So the nice thing here is that it sort of sets up the first question for you, and you can ask the question here. So I want to set up just sort of a quantifying response here. I want to be able to sort my responses based on age. So I'm going to ask them to please pick their age range. Now I want this to be a multiple choice. So the first range I'm going to give them, I want high school students, so I'm going to say 14 through 18. Now if I want to add another option, which you should, you're going to click down here and it'll automatically create the next option for you. So 19 through 24 and 25 and up. Okay, so this is my first question. It's really simple. I want to make them have to answer it, so I'm going to click on Required Question. You probably want to click on Required Question for every single one of yours. Alright, once you're ready for the next question, do not click Done. Instead, click on Add Item. And it's going to add a second question for you here, and it'll give you a preview of what this one looks like. So this question, I want to give them a variety of options, and this is helpful for if you want to have them do something like check all that apply. So let's do this instead. What interests do you have? And this isn't just specific for an example and nothing else. I don't want a text question because that would allow them to type in anything they want. I want to be able to sort my responses. So instead I'm going to click on checkboxes. I'm going to type in these things here. So chess is one, football is another, baseball is one, cooking shows. You can then add as many checkboxes as you want, and then they'll have the option to sort of click through every single one that applies to them. With this checkbox option question type, you'll see down at the bottom here it says data validation. Okay, so what you can do is click on this and get some more options, and that would force your respondents to choose at least a certain number of your responses, or they can select at most a certain number of responses or exactly a number of responses. This is up to you. This is a choice you have, and that's specific to the checkbox question type. I don't really require anything, especially since I'm going to make this a required question. I'm just going to close this and I'm ready to move on to the next question. Go ahead and click on Add Item, and I'm ready for my next question type. Now, if you want to, you can ask a question based on a scale also. So on the scale is going to be 1 through 5. So how many hours of sleep do you get each night? And I'm going to just present them a range of 1 to 9. Okay? And you don't necessarily need to label this for something specific like hours of sleep. If I was going to say how satisfied are you with your cell phone? You might want to give them a scale of 1 to 10 and label 1 least satisfied and label 10 most satisfied. You've probably seen questions like this before. Again, I want to mark this a required question and add an item, and then there's a preview of how this will look when people go to take it. Okay, you can really ask any question you want. Let's ask a text question too. All right, it's simple grammar stuff too. I'm asking to describe a time, so I don't need to put a question mark there. It's a period. When I'm asking a question, I put a question mark. When I'm asking them to pick a range, I use a colon so that they know what to do. Simple. It should make sense. Okay. If you choose data validation, you are going to be requiring like a certain number of words. Okay, but I don't think you need to do that unless you want a longer response. I'm going to ignore it, click on required question, and then I'm going to click on done. And what this is going to do is provide me an opportunity to preview my survey. Okay, so I am going to just click on send form when I'm ready to send it out to people, but instead I'm going to click on view live form, and it's going to open up a new tab and show me what this survey will look like when I send it out to other people. This is just a preview. I can take it even. So my age range here, I like chess and football and cooking shows and baseball, and I'm most satisfied with my cell phone. A time I felt alone? Never. I have many friends. Submit, and that's it. I'm ready to go. You don't want to give them an option to submit another response, so this is something I need to fix. I'm going to close this tab, go to the bottom where it says show link to submit another response. I'm going to uncheck that, and then when I'm ready to send this out to people, I'm going to click on send form, and this is the link I'm going to give. So we're going to ask you to post this link in JT Learn sometime next week. All you have to do is just hit done when you're ready. And when you are finished, you can just go to your Google Drive and you'll see this survey is automatically saved. It shows me when it was done, and it also provides me with a link to the responses, which I will show you how to access in a separate video. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me, ask Mr. O'Shea. We will help you with this. I hope this was helpful, and just holler at us if you have any questions.